Well, hello, I'm Chris Skidmore. This is my wife, Kim, and we're so happy for y'all to be joining us with the Zalease opportunity presentation. We'll try not to occupy, but maybe 4 hours of your evening. Just kidding. We've got this down pretty good. I think last night was about 35 minutes.
We were fast.
So just real quick, I wanted to share, we're zooming from here at Lantana, Texas, which is just about 5 minutes from Zalease headquarters. We joined back 9 months ago, which really seems like 2 months ago. It is just, time has flown by. We've had so much fun, growing a business, getting to do it together. Kim's got her own business. I work in the corporate world, and so we part ways in the morning and get back together in the evening, but this has given us opportunities to do this together, except for when I'm playing golf. Sometimes that comes first.
Yeah, they know that. They don't even ask anymore where you are. They say he's playing golf, right?
But we're so happy that you took just a few minutes of your evening to join us. We're gonna start by just sharing a couple of aspects of Zalease, and that is, what is CBD and why is Zalease the number one or in the country? The second side of that would be the business opportunity. And I'll share just a little bit of how Kim and I got started. And it's real simple. Exactly. Somebody dropped a 7-day challenge off and said, just try it. And that's how we got involved.
Exactly.
Oh, no.
So just to tell you a little bit, like Christopher said, a friend of mine and chiropractor buddy dropped off a bottle and said, Kim, just get this in your body. And, in the beginning, that's what we were going to do. We weren't going to go 200 miles per hour like we've done, but we are having a blast doing that. I think both of us kind of just feed life off of moving fast, but we just wanted to share this product and help friends and family and customers to get the same results that we had. And so just to dive in and tell you a little bit about the company, Zalease was founded by Stephen and Angie Thompson in 2015. And at that time, what they did is they really focused on multivitamin packs. He wanted to create basically a company that could provide those all over the world for malnutrition children. But, it grew from that because he saw in advance what was going to be going on with CBD. And he had a fantastic person in leadership with him, Dr. Da Silva, who had the knowledge of the science behind what they could do to set apart Zalease from other CBD companies. And so, we consider Stephen such a leader to us, and not only a leader, but a mentor. I was so excited last month to find out that we're not the only ones that think so. He was recently voted one of the top 40 mentors in the country by his peers, which I think has got to be just a great feeling for him to know that all his hard work is paying off, because I know that that's what one of the things he enjoys the most is leading us. And so you cannot turn on the TV and watch any news without seeing about the explosive growth of CBD and what's happening with it and where it's going. Just in the last 2 years, Zalease grew 500%, and we are on track to beat that for this year. So we're so excited that we became a part of it when we did. And, just looking forward to the future and watching this growth, not only with Zalease, but with the industry and with all of the science. Speaking of the science, when we first were introduced to Zalease and we heard someone say endocannabinoid system, I think it took us about 6 weeks to be able to say it. And we were so excited when they came out with this slide, remember, and it said ECS. And we thought, well, we'll do it the easy way. We won't say it anymore. We'll just use the ECS. But if you are looking on a screen and not just listening on your phone, you can see there that there are 10 different systems that are involved in the endocannabinoid system. And all of those systems run throughout our body, from the brain all the way through the entire body. And the endocannabinoid system wasn't even discovered until the 90s. And so that's why so many of our medical professions are, starting to jump on this and understand it. Really, quite often, talked about this when I was in Beaumont this weekend. We talked about the fact that so many medical professionals are finding out about Zalise and the endocannabinoid system from their patients, because the patient will share a bottle with them just like they do anybody else. And so this endocannabinoid system running through our whole body gets out of balance just with life and aging and health, and it just happens. We have cannabinoids in our body, and we get low on those. When that happens, we get out of balance. And the thing that fuels low cannabinoids, or fuels and helps our body get back into balance when that endocannabinoid system does get out of balance, is CBD. CBD has been found to get into the body, bring back balance to the endocannabinoid system, and it's done in several different ways. And Zalise, I believe, has chosen several of the most important factors, which is what drives it to be one of the top selling CBD oils in the country, if not the number one. And you can see on your screen that we have 3 different flavors: lemon, berry, and raw in a sublingual, and we also have a topical. But the most important thing that we're coming across first when we talk about what's important with your CBD for yourself and for your family when you're looking at it is that it's a full spectrum CBD oil. And full spectrum means that instead of it being an isolate, which is the opposite, and the only thing that's in that little bottle is CBD oil, it's got all the compounds that are found in the hemp plant, which there's over 400. And not only CBD as the cannabinoid, but 100 other cannabinoids as well. But when you take that plant and you put it into the bottle with the CBD by using the entire bottle or the full spectrum, you get all the proteins and omegas and minerals and vitamins, terpenes, flavonoids with it too. And even if you just take one piece of that and you look up terpenes, terpenes helps to drive that CBD throughout the body and get it to all those areas that are out of balance. And Zalise CBD is so clean and so healthy that it's also pet friendly. And the thing I love about that is you don't have to find a separate brand for your animals. You can use Zalise CBD oil for your pet. We were just getting a text right before we jumped on about a guy that's got a dog that he needs, an older dog that needs the energy, and just it helps with anxiety for them and so many things that you get with that.
I'll share real quick that when Kim and I joined Zalise team, that there was only the one product, and that was the sublingual, just the lemon and the berry.
Yeah.
And so in this short 8-9 months, you know, they've not only introduced the topical, but other products. And then here in September should be releasing another one. So, you know, it's really exciting to see that they're just continuing to develop this Ultracell and this solution of the ECS.
Yeah. And the other thing that we, I want to make sure that, because it's so new, but Zalise is one of the very few companies that has received the U.S. Hemp Authority certified stamp. Yeah. And I think that's huge. I think for those of us that are ambassadors, that's really something that we need to share. There are no, you know, artificial sweeteners, no preservatives in Ultracell. And so it's just such a clean, healthy product for your body.
Yeah, the technology, this is what's kind of incredible that sets it apart to me. And a lot of people that I've heard give this presentation, it means the same to them. And one of the problems you could say with CBD is, it's an oil, and most companies can't take that and convert it from an oil that makes it water soluble. The problem there is our bodies are made up of water. Right. And oil and water don't mix. And so you take a supplement that's oil based, you're on the general market, you're probably absorbing about 3 to 6% of that product. Wow. With Zalise, they did a test or a study. Don't take my word for it. This was a clinical study done back in February of 2018. And basically what they did is they took 20 people, gave them the CBD oil and tested them every hour. And you can see the rapid onset action that first hour, how they skyrocketed to about 70, maybe 80% there. Everybody's different. So you're going to have some that may not have that fast onset action. Others may have it really high.
It looks like, yeah, by like hour 2 or 3, everybody's up there.
Yeah, it gets to 94%. And the great thing is it stays that way for 12 hours.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard others laugh about that it probably stays longer. They just cut the study off at 12 hours because it's very expensive.
It's probably true.
But there again, it's still long lasting. And what's great about it is the topical has that same ultracell technology and has that same absorption and the long lasting. So, just because it's topical and from the outside, it works from the outside in, it still has that capability.
It's so fast acting. It's probably your favorite.
It is.
You know, because he has some feet issues and migraines and things like that, and you love counting down the time, putting it on and watching the clock. It's usually just a couple of minutes before you feel relief.
Yeah, but one of the things I've heard or seen is it seems like guys, they just want that. It's not something I want to take every day.
Right.
So I just want that one time when I need it type fix. And I think guys lean towards the topical where women seem to choose the sublingual.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I want to fix everything.
Yes.
Today. So Zalise did not want to be just a CBD oil company. They wanted to be an endocannabinoid health company. And so the interesting thing that I love about these products is that they do not contain CBD, and they have that same ultracell science that they use for the CBD in these boosters. And so when you find a booster, when I talk to you about these and you discover what would help your health the most, just know that you're going to get those same really fast absorption rate that you get with the CBD. And so let's just take them one at a time. Ice is for inflammation. And you know, it's been proven, you know, that is one of your favorites. It's been proven that, you know, inflammation in the body is the cause for, like, I want to say I saw like 83% of all diseases. So, you know, you've got a gut issue, it could be inflammation. You've got back problems, it could be inflammation. You know, arthritis is from inflammation. And so I just say to you, if you've got inflammation in the body, pain in the body, please do yourself a favor and try ice. It's full of turmeric. You'll see when you open it, it's bright orange. But when you take ice, you're going to feel something within about 15 minutes in my case. And then it will last for quite a long time because of that absorption rate. The second one is Edge. Edge is full of B12. It's great for cognitive thinking, focus, sharpness, energy. I can take Edge in the afternoon if I need a little bit of boost. I can take Edge in the morning, like before I'm doing payroll, and get a boost of sharpness and clarity before I hit those numbers. So I love Edge. The number one seller at the salon is Dream, but besides CBD and besides the topical, because so many people have trouble sleeping. Millions of Americans have trouble sleeping. Well, with Dream, again, because they use that technology, you take a few drops, and I highly recommend that with Dream, you start off with a very small amount and build up. If you're taking Dream, or if you've tried Dream and you had crazy dreams and nightmares, I can tell you, lower down the dose, the nightmares will go away, but you'll still get the sleep benefits. So if you have issues with sleep, Dream is a fantastic product. And our newest is Burn. Burn is a weight loss product that helps with craving, you know, reducing cravings, calming down your appetite. There's also some great ingredients in Burn that help with mood. And so if you want to give that a shot for mood, for lack of a better word, elevation, highly recommend Burn. So these products, again, they stand alone. You can take them without CBD, or you can add them to your daily regimen with your CBD and get just fantastic results.
Yep.
You're not going to tease me about how fast I go to sleep with Burn?
No.
So we talked about in the very beginning, we were talking about Stephen and how he started with the multivitamins. I mean, this slide really shows Stephen and Angie's heart, and that's really important to you and I. We are very involved in the community and with charity, and so it was important to us to represent a company that did the same. And so they have the multivitamin packs that we give for every cell of CBD. We give multivitamin packs all over the world, and the same with prenatal vitamins for expectant mothers. But the one that Christopher and I are really excited, not only for what we've done so far, but the future of the Patriot program. It is designed to take care of our veterans. Yep. And so when we first came on, we could go in, buy a bottle of CBD at the deepest wholesale amount. Yep. get it into the hands of our veterans. But it has become so much bigger than that. And now the veteran can actually sign up as a preferred customer and get his product directly in his hands for forever. But they also, the thing I'm excited about is now they can come in and do the business at a discounted rate and join in and start the product. They're going to get amazing benefits from the product. It's been proven what CBD does for our veterans and PTSD and depression and things. And so then they can have this business for them to benefit their financial as much as their health. So I'm excited to see what all happens in the future with the Patriot program.
Well, that was the product. We're going to start in with the business opportunity. You know, Zalise is leading the CBD industry. What's great about it is they're doing it without spending any advertising dollars, zero. And what's so great about that is they're paying people like Kim and I and everybody else in the Zalise business instead of paying all these big advertising dollars. You know, one of the things I've heard Stephen talk about when we were in Indianapolis, he used as an example, and I think it was so good, I have to share it. And that was when you look at the Uber business, Uber owns 0 cars. And look how many cars there are doing Uber.
Using Uber as a side business. Yeah.
And they spend $0 on their cars. Zalise is doing the very same thing just by you and I sharing this product. So with that being said, I want to go into the business plan. I love this part because you're going to see that there's 7 ways that you can get paid. I'm using my paycheck for an example. In the corporate world, I normally get about 7 things deducted off my check. It's not getting paid in addition. So,
wrong direction.
Yeah. So there's, through unique pay methods, there's 7 different ways. I love that you can work from home. Mm-hmm. We all have different lifestyles. Some are retired, some have kids, some have sports. We all have different things going on, and not everybody can spend the hours that maybe Kim and I spend in the evening or have chosen. So, what's great about it is the flexibility that you can work your own hours. If you set your goal that you want to really treat this as a business and you want to grow it fast and make a lot of residual income, you have that opportunity. If you want to take it slow, you can do that as well. There's no benefits or kickbacks for you doing it at a slower pace.
Yep.
You get to set your own hours. You get to work from home. When I look at what Kim spends in the salon business, trying to keep that business going, the overhead can be very expensive. And in this business, your overhead is really owning a smartphone.
Yeah.
A computer, a smartphone, and getting your hands on the product. So there's, basically the company's going to award you just for sharing the product.
Yeah, that's so true. So me?
Yeah, that'll lead into
so retail. I can share with you about some retail. So a great example was today, with, being a salon owner. Yes, we are very blessed that we have a storefront where we can retail this product. But what I try to explain to people is as you grow this business and you share it with 4 people, for example, those 4 people can very easily lead you to other people that have storefronts. So I'm not going to kid. I'm always got my eye looking out for somebody that's got a storefront, like a chiropractor or a pharmacist or another salon or something like that, because the retail selling it bottle to bottle can put a large amount of additional income into your pocket every month. But also if you know someone or you yourself are on this call as a salon owner or some other type of storefront, you can definitely increase your bottom line. And the way that we do that is one of the cool things that Zalise does is they offer unique tiered pricing. And so if I buy 1 bottle, it's a certain price, but I can buy it in, by the case and order like 4 cases and get it at 200% to where when I retail that I just think about shampoo, and I think, I buy shampoo. I make about 100% profit on shampoo, but nothing like a 200% profit margin that we make with Zalise. And, there is a product for everyone. The benefits are there for everyone. Like I was saying, we have our best sellers at the salon. You're going to have, but today, just sharing the product, making sure Nathan and I sometimes will compete against each other. We had a contest today who could sell the most Zalise today. And all the only thing we do when we challenge each other like that is we talk about it. If I do not talk about Zalise, I won't sell Zalise. Same thing. If I don't tell you what shampoo that I recommend for your hair, I'm not going to sell any shampoo. Right. I mean, every now and then somebody might say, what do you recommend? But usually they're waiting for my cue. And so retail, whether you sell a bottle at a time or a lot every day, is totally based on just sharing this product. Yep. Power of duplication. I like that they moved this slide here because it just gives you a great visual of what happens when you start sharing this opportunity with people. That's you sharing it with 4 people that have shared it with 4, that share it with 4, and that share it with 4. And that just gives you a visual of how the explosive that you have an opportunity by working this program. And that is called the binary. And binary is simply you forming 2 teams, a left team and a right team. And so for every single person that you personally sign up, you can make up to $130 on those enrollments. And for everyone that they sign up, your entire downline or your team, you can make up to 20% on the enrollments there. And you can earn this through unlimited levels. As soon as you reach the area rank that you see there on your screen, you unlock it and you're getting paid unlimited. And the awesome thing about it is if you see, you can make from $250 a week to $30,000 a week. And we currently have a Black Diamond couple in Zalise that are doing that. We have 2 friends that have, really mentored us through this process that are both double diamonds. Yep. And these numbers that you see on these different ranks as you grow with Zalise are very, very real. Yep.
The residual income, this is one of the things that Kim and I have gotten into that we're starting to really see some really good benefits. And what I mean by that, we've all thought or dreamed of, what could I do to make some mailbox money? And to me, this is our mailbox money. It's basically you sharing the product with 4 people, and they sign up for, and they sign up for, and so on through 6 generations. You can see that you have about 4,096 people. You can earn up to 5% on the average through those generations. So if you've got 4,000 people, just do the math. They all purchase 1 bottle per month. That's like $15,000 per month. That's what I consider mailbox money. Kim being in the salon, if she wants to make more money, she's got to stand behind the chair a few more hours. I'm in the corporate world, I'm paid salaried. I could work another 20 hours a week. It doesn't change my pay one bit.
Right.
And this is one of the things that's really gave us some flexibility, that we kind of set our goal as to what we wanted and really are starting to see those numbers grow. What's great about it is when you reach area, you unlock this to infinity. So by you just sharing with 4 people, it pays you monthly every month. Yeah. You share it, they share it with 4 more. That's what we call the 4x4, and you start getting some some momentum going. That's where you start. Not only is it month to month income, but this is for years to come.
Yeah. We recently, I heard somebody talking about a guy that they ran into that has been with Amway like 30 something years. Yeah. And he's still getting a check. Yeah. And so when we talk about, timing and where this is and your momentum that you talk about, to come in now and start building clients on CBD oil with the growth that it's going to continue to have, this is the part that we see growing the quickest in our check monthly. And I think it's the part that we look to the future the most with.
Yeah. Yeah. This is what I would call the power of duplication.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it just keeps magnifying.
Yeah. Yep. So the benefits program, right?
Yes, and this is probably one of them that I love the most.
Yeah.
It seems like everything that Stephen and Angie put together in this comp plan, uh, you can tell that they love helping others. There's no questions about if you've ever heard Stephen talk, you'll realize that really quick. And it's pretty simple. The first one you see there, you sign up 4 people, you get the blessing bonus. And I'm going to use some real examples in life. Have you ever gone to Starbucks and ordered you a coffee, and then when you go to pay and they tell you that's okay, the person before you paid? But isn't it a great feeling? And Stephen has given us the opportunity that he's going to give us a check each month. The only stipulations is we have to give it away. And you can be up to $500 depending on what your rank is.
You make a big difference.
I just recently had a coworker that they took in three extra kids that were going to be split up. And I knew that they were struggling, and I knew that what they were going to get paid to help take care of these kids, they could still use some extra help. School coming on. So
don't do that.
So we got to give them a check.
Yeah.
And all they had to do is take care of those kids.
Yeah.
And that's just one of the things that I love. But, with Stephen, it seems like he did this for years and years and years, as Kim shared when we first talked about Stephen and Angie. And Stephen's talked about this, that he was in our same position, and realized that he's going out and having to get his own vehicle or his own insurance. And so he put a comp plan together that allows us to have these benefits. So you sign up for, and they sign up for, you get the Jeep. Nothing says Jeep like 4x4. We have one. We qualified, I think, on day 28. We waited about 3 months, but I will say that when somebody else is making that Jeep payment, it drives better, it rides better, it even looks better. There's nothing like having a Jeep. I didn't think we ever would, but we really love it. We get it out on the weekends. We use it as advertisement, because you see all these vehicles on the road that have wraps on them. People are putting a lot of money into it because it pays to help their business. So great marketing. They sign up 4 more, you qualify for the health care. Kim was self-employed, so she had to pay high dollar insurance. When we got married, I put her on my insurance, and the company I work for paid for mine, but they deducted out of my check what I was paying for Kim's. And so all we did was take a picture of our health card along with my check stub to show what we're getting paid. And at the same time, they cut us a check. Now, going back on the Jeep real quick, because I left one thing off. There's two Jeeps that you can choose. One's the Cherokee and one's the Jeep Wrangler. At the same time, if you don't want a Jeep, you can take the cash payout, which is half of whatever that amount is for your rank.
Which is what we did for several months.
Yeah.
Like a little bonus.
So that takes care of the health care. And then the fourth one, and I'm going to go back on the health care. I told this last night. My dad probably worked 5 extra years just so he could have health care. It's just for him and mom. He needed it. And I would have given anything if he had a way to have gotten paid for his health care while he retired and got to do things before he struggled with just old age.
It's a huge part of monthly expenses, that's for sure.
Sure. So then you sign up 4 more, you get the global pool. And what that is Zalise takes 2% of everything sold through Zalise, and it's just set aside in a pool. It's paid quarterly, and basically based on what you are in rank and what you've contributed into it, you get a percentage of that pool quarterly. And I will say Kim and I have just received our second quarterly bonus. I look at this as a 401, except I really didn't put anything into it. I have a 401 at work. Everything that the company matches is because I had to pay into. This, I get paid back and didn't put really anything into it,
Yeah.
just sharing the product.
And one thing that I want to add about that, Christopher, is it tripled. So we got it in on April 15th,
Yep.
and then we just got it again, and the amount tripled. So in a second, when I'm telling you about the growth of the hemp industry and what's happening, I'm telling you that just this one benefit that Stephen gives us quarterly tripled since the first time we got it.
Yes.
In one quarter.
Yep. So you sign up for more, or they sign up for more, you receive the motor coach, which I think on that, there's 2 stipulations there. It has to be diesel and 34 foot long, big, but what a great thing to put around town and sell Zalise.
Yeah, boy, can you imagine like taking a big friend group to a baseball game or something?
Yeah, and if you don't want that, there's a cash payout on that as well each month. So.
Right. So we talk about the growth, we talk about the future and just the hemp explosion. I think Sunday night I started getting texts about a story that was on the news, talking about, just the whole industry and hemp. And I mean, I sold like 4 bottles Sunday night and Monday morning because of that story, because more and more people are starting, they talked about how it's legal. They talked about how it's been, approved as a crop to grow. It was a really good story. And it talked about the different things that are important with CBD instead of it all just being about, is it legal? Is it not legal? It's so exciting now to, just people being educated about CBD, about the endocannabinoid system and what it's going to do. And so that is just going to fuel this growth. But if you look at these numbers, these are not Zalise numbers. These are numbers that have been found in Forbes and Time, Newsweek, Wall Street Journal. And if you look at this, it's 700% growth is expected by 2020. And, that's only a few months away. And 22 billion growth by of the industry by 2022. And the one that excites you and I the most is $1 trillion industry by 2030. And you were explaining to me that $1 trillion industry is taking a crop of tobacco and corn, and this is even bigger than that. So we can't even wrap our head around it. And the prohibition of it, we're
living it.
Yeah, we are living in the prohibition of something. And if you compare that to alcohol and you take your big, huge brands of alcohol and when you love to have been sitting around a table of the office when they were saying, okay, everybody, it's legal now. Let's create this product. Yep. And just to look at their sales and what they've done and to think that this is going to be even way bigger than that.
Yeah.
And so the timing is so important. 90% of success is the timing. And that's something that excites us so much, because if you're looking at this on the webinar and you look at that needle, we haven't even started momentum. Momentum is just now, gearing up and going to explode. And so you want to be a part of that. And when we talk about that 2% global bonus, and then we look at 22 billion by 2022, I expect us to still be fully involved in this and growing in rank. And to think about that type of growth and getting our little pie part of that quarterly as a bonus, not having stood behind the chair, is pretty exciting.
Yeah, I look at Zalise somewhere around the 15 to 18% of the overall CBD oil sold, and I take that number and it's growing. But you take that and put that to the 1 trillion, and that's a pretty darn good business.
Right. That's just crazy. So we would love to have you part of this adventure, is what you and I call it. And we have had fun. We've found something that we really enjoy doing together. We also have fun seeing the change that it can make in the future with our life. And there's 3 different ways that you can become part of Zalise: bronze, silver, and gold. And every single one of them includes your website, your numbers, your training and your support, your wholesale pricing that we talked about, being able to buy this product in bulk and sell it and to make such a profit. And so there here on one screen are those 3 different ways. And I like starting with gold. With gold, you pay $12.99. If you sell all of those products, when you sell all those products, because it's going to happen fast. It happened for us. We were out of product within about 4 days. You make a return of $2,300, and you have a binary percentage that you're making commission 20% on your binary. And the other thing that is so important about this, I've told you that, Monty dropped off a bottle for me to get in my body. I saw the results. I started sharing the little 7-day challenge bottles with people and was out within days. Nicole, my buddy at work, came over and we ordered together, and it's just been just like a steamboat ahead from then. Yeah. Cannot keep the product. And so that's what's so important with the gold package is you get 24 of those 7-day challenge sizes to share with people. You also get large sizes to retail. But most important thing about gold is that it includes those boosters. And so one, you want to experience those yourself and get them in your body and see the results, but you also have those available. Yep. And with the silver package, it's $5.99. Your percentage on your binary team, your commission drops down to 15%, and you get 12 of the 7-day sublinguals. You get one large sublingual and one large topical. And then bronze. What I say about bronze is it's $199, and it's just a great way to either hold a spot, come in just to get product for yourself. We've got a few people that come in as bronze and then they say, I'm not going to work this business. I was one of them. I'm just going to retail it, and they can order at those wholesale prices with bronze, but they real quickly start seeing that as they're talking about it and sharing their story of what this product's done for them, people start wanting to sign up. The great thing about Zalise is they make it to where you can pay the difference in any of these packages, and they'll send you the difference in product.
Yes. Yeah, the bronze to me, that little bottle is got Christopher written on it. That other one's got Kim, and we have nothing to share.
That's right. That's right.
And 7 days later, we're going to be needing to order some more.
That's right. That's just
day 8.
I got to have one for my purse, one for the house. I don't want to be anywhere without it. And we could tell y'all so many stories about this product and how little things that we've learned, like a couple of drops of CBD before we do these is best thing ever, especially live when you're in front of a big group. It just kind of calms your nerves a little bit. Takes away some of the anxiety. So anyway.
I didn't take Edge before. That's why I've messed up a few times.
You've done great. You've done great. You want to close us out?
Yeah, I'll be glad to. I just wanted to thank all of you for spending a few minutes of your evening with us. If you're interested or anything, that please reach out to the person that invited you.
Yes.
Share with them what excites you about this business. Yes. What do you hope to gain out of it, whether it's just the product or the business. Mm-hmm. And Kim and I hope that we see you real soon at a Zalise event.
Yes, we do.
And you can tell us everything that Zalise is doing in your life like we have.
Yes. Thank you so much, everybody. Good night.